Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, Kentucky, Louisville to be specific. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Unhappy Hour Sports Show here on the TNAM network. My name is Brian Engelman, and we've been doing shows for the past 9 years. I want you to check out all the things we do. If you go to TheNewAmericanMedia.com, on the right-hand side, you'll see three things. On the top right, you'll see our documentary about the Cleveland Browns. Check it out, show your friends, watch it, leave your comments on YouTube, let the advertisements play so toss a couple pennies in the wishing well. Underneath that is our Facebook feed. Our Facebook is great. You got to follow us on there. And then you also need to follow our private group on Facebook. It's called The Unhappy Hour Sports Show, a support group. If you're in the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, please invite your friends. Take 3 minutes. Go ahead and find your friends that are sports fans. Add them. Ding, 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 ding. Don't spam everybody, but just the sports fans. Bring them in. Do all the things. And then on Twitter, we're at TheUnhappyHour_. But our main flagship for Twitter is at American_Media_. So there's a lot to talk about today, and we're going to do an abbreviated show, kind of touch on touch on the aspects I felt like touching upon. First off, I want to talk about the Indians. The Indians are 14-9. They have the 5th best record in the American League. Indians typically start slow. So I'm happy. I'm happy that we're not, necessarily behind the 8 ball. We're a game back of the Twinkies, and, especially with the expanded playoffs, we're doing okay. Speaking of doing okay, I think we're doing okay for a list of several other reasons. Number one, you have this whole name change thing going on. It is a distraction. Even if you want to pretend that it's not a big deal, it is a distraction. The SJW invasion into sports continues, trying to erase and whitewash all things with all history. Now, I'm on record saying I think the team is fine. I like the team. We root for our team. We love our team. We like our mascot, Chief Wahoo, all that stuff. But if we have to change things, if maybe we want to do something a little more conscious and say, we've reevaluated where we're at, I call my team the Tribe. That's my favorite name. If we went by the Tribe, there is nothing negative about that connotation. We'll take the history and we blend it with, polish it up just a little bit. I like the name Tribe, the Cleveland Tribe. You want to change it to the Spiders or any of this other crap? I'm not a fan. But the Indians are going through that. We're also going through the end of the Francisco Lindor era. We're not going to pay him. Just like Jim Thome, just like Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, go down the list. And by the way, Kenny Lofton made a post in the Unhappy Hour yesterday. Is that the Kenny Lofton or someone using the avatar of Kenny Lofton? Then I clicked a button. I said, what's this? And then I unfollowed him or unfriended him. I think we were already friends. So if anyone knows the Kenny Lofton on Facebook, let me know. But we're wrapping up the Lindor era. We had the 2016 chance to win the championship. Didn't win the title then against the Cubbies. So we have that. It's an added pressure. It's a thing. This is weighing heavily on the conscience. We've traded away the Bauers and the Klubers. Now, maybe we could have done that a year before and gotten more in return. Yeah, maybe. But we bring up all this youth, all this young talent. Cool. Well, the young talent, Zach Plesac and Mike Clevenger. Look, Clevenger he often acts like a child. He and Bauer have that thing. And, breaking the bubble, the team has guidelines, and they went out. They went out and they could have grabbed it and brought it back just like the Miami players did, just like the Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals did. So there's a rift in the organization. There are players, or at least a player, that has said if they come back, I want to leave this team. So there's a frustration in the locker room. Now, being in the locker room, let's talk about the locker room for a second. Not just that you have a rift between starting pitchers, because we've had to reload the talent that we have. We've had to take the established starters. And I'll put Corey Kluber there. Bauer had a great season. He had one cut short with an injury right at the end when he could have won a Cy Young. Okay, well, you're saying Clevenger isn't young. He's 29. Yeah, okay. I mean, I not a rookie. But he's not 36. He's not 37. Fair point. But, I mean, we've brought in a bunch of youth now. The Plesacs and the Biebers and, go down the list of all the young talent. Whatever happened to Shane Merritt? Whatever happened to Merritt? His name came up yesterday. I said, what happened to him? Why isn't he on this? Because he came up into the staff in that 2016 run, and now where is he? But also, in the Cleveland Indians locker room, in the clubhouse, Terry Francona has some health issues that he's battling. And I got a cat here with some claws. I told you he was on one. You can see it in the camera. All right, he took over the pen. He's chewing it. But our head coach, Terry Francona, he has some health issues. So now Sandy Alomar's stepping in. He's kind of steering the ship for a little while. So at the very top, you have a little dysfunction, a little instability, if you will. Now, I know Sandy's within the organization. He's been with the organization since 1990, what is it, 92, 93, 94? Since we got him over from the San Diego Padres, right? So you have the front office is going through this process to possibly change the team name. That's a distraction. Our skipper, our manager, he's not doing so well. And then you got players that are breaking protocol bubbles, and players are pissed. So look, I just want to take a moment and say that I'm proud of the Tribe for being 14-9 in this early part of the season. Quite a bit of turmoil, quite a bit of upside downness. Is that a thing? Dude. You're making me swear on camera. Now I got to edit that out. This guy has sharp claws. All right, anyway. Last night, Carlos Santana hit a 3-run home run in the 10th inning, driving in a career high, tying 5 runs, pulling the Indians over the Pirates in extra innings, 10th inning. So, yeah, the Pirates are starting off tough. They're only 4-15, but hey, this was something that we need to be doing. Baseball, and I guess every sport, but you have to win ugly. Sometimes you don't have your best. Sometimes you don't have your best fastball, your best sinker. Sometimes you're not running the best routes. Sometimes you're not reading the defenses that well. In basketball or in football, sometimes you're not shooting the ball particularly well, so you'll drive it more to pick up some fouls, shoot some free throws. Sometimes you'll, maybe like LeBron, you'll try to shoot, make 15 passes, 15 assists if the shot isn't dropping. So it's a combination of stuff. So the Tribe found a way to get done, and I'm proud of them. I'm happy about it. So, yeah, what is this? The Pirates were arguing that the ball had curved foul, but the umpire's call stood following a video review. So, hey, look, I'm going to take it. I like it. Let's look around the standings in Major League Baseball really quick. Oh, and by the way, Tim is saying about the Lakers, we were quickly talking about LeBron, I think, in the pregame show. He said 2015-15, plays the best from ahead. Rajan is the dog on the team. You mean dog in a good way, right? Nimbus, stop. We're not attacking. Whew, he is on. Look. Okay. John says he hasn't watched a single basketball game since they came back. Not the same without fans. Yeah, that's true, but I'm not going to knock the NBA for not having fans. Now, I can't knock them for not having fans. It is an enclosed arena, unlike football, well, I guess there are domes. I'll give you that. But, when LeBron is trending and you go and it's because of Breonna Taylor, it's just like, you got to lay off on the politics. You have to. And being down here in Louisville, look, this Breonna Taylor story, I have heard it described to me 20 different ways. In almost every circumstance, every person telling me the Breonna Taylor story has told it incorrectly. I finally had the opportunity to talk with 2 local newscasters who set the story straight on a lot of misinformation. And look, if we want to talk about no-knock raids as a general rule, all right, let's do that. But if you're serving an actual court-ordered warrant and you're fired upon from in the house, yeah, it gets lit up. That's how it works. Now, it is possible the person inside didn't hear that they were announced, that it didn't announce Louisville LPD, open the door, we're serving search warrant, or they just knocked the door. We can talk about the details, but Anyway, that's not basketball. That's not what you're doing in a basketball game. In the hats and the constant browbeating of the politics, it turns the fans off. Look at the ratings. I haven't been watching a lot of it. Continuing through the comments here. All right, so tell me, Tim, about the Big Ten. It looks like we might get some football. I'm seeing that people are revolting. I'm seeing that the fans, the families, they're talking lawsuits. They're talking transfer. My idea? This is The Unhappy Hour original idea. I haven't heard anybody else talking about this. I want Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who just purchased the XFL. If the Big Ten is not going to let their players play in the fall, because look, there's going to be no spring football. Don't be fooled. They're going to be preparing for the combine in February, March. They're going to be drafted in April. They're not going to be playing in April. They're not going to play after the college football playoffs. That's what you play for. You opt out like a wimp. You don't get to participate in all that stuff. I understand. If you have comorbidities, if you have diabetes, if you have extreme asthma, if there's certain really heavy offensive linemen that feel like there's a risk they just don't want to take with that contact, and you have the ability to sit out a season, fine, go for it. But for the rest of the 18 to 23-year-old physical specimens, the best in shape, the best cared for athletes on earth, with access to the best university hospitals and medical systems and regular testing and semi-quarantines, they are safer playing football than hanging out in college dorms, college classes, college cafeterias, the bars, house parties, the hookups. I mean, look, they are much safer in a strictly regimented football program than just being cut loose, hands down. So you're saying that the Big Ten might see some football? I'm all for that. I am all for that. CEO is passed out as you type it. Love it. Yeah, Clev isn't young. He's 29, of course. It's weird. I can't. Okay, Nimbus, you've got to stop scratching me. Oh, my God. You see the bites? Look at it right here. Look at him. Look at that. His whole life, man. Zen. Good. Edit number 2. One at 6 minutes, one at 12 minutes. So cool. Whew. Hold on. You're saying, why can't I like any of these comments? 1990? Are you saying Sandy was with us since 1990? Look at that. Look at that. Bite marks from the cat. Yes, thanks for the cat emoji, Tim. Okay, strong start. We're nearly halfway through. Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, look. Now look at that. You know, love is weird. You love your cat, and look what he does. Bites you, scratches you. He's on one. Okay, we're nearly halfway through. That is crazy to think about with this wacky short season. Yeah, we got 24 games. Yeah, we're almost halfway through. But look, we're right in the thick of it. Oh, okay, the Twins won, so we're a game and a half back from the Twinkies now. But with the expanded playoffs, we're right where we need to be. Just get in, and anything can happen. So, it's going to be one of these weird seasons. So around the league, you got the Yankees, 696 winning percentage. The Tampa Bay Rays, 625 winning percentage. Trailing the Twins, 667. Indians are 609. And the Oakland A's are 667. So we're right there. We're right behind those teams only. We're in good position to be in the playoffs, to get things done. The Braves are in first place. They're not above 6. They're a 560 winning percentage. The only team in the Central over 600 is 682. That's the Cubbies. And the only team over 6 is the Dodgers, who are crushing it at 720. So, look, I mean, the Indians are right where they need to be. So I think that's really good. I'm happy for the Tribe. Looking around the league in basketball real quick, Orlando shocked the Bucks. I mean, okay, so the Bucks and the Lakers both lost. What, do we make anything of this, or no big deal? I don't know. Miami knocked down the Pacers. Yeah, the playoffs are starting. These are the playoffs. The Rockets took down the Thunder, and the Blazers took down the Lakers. So, anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on all that stuff. But what is the latest in the Big Ten? Let's go ahead and click over. Because, yes, I'm obviously following this story, but as far as the news on the Big Ten playing some football, the harsh reality, Saban thinks opt-outs would turn spring into JV. Yeah, Wolverines lost an offensive tackle, declaring early for the draft. Like, this is going to be a mess. Just a mess. Orgeron is saying 2 or 3 LSU players have the virus. You know how this goes. Most young people deal with this really well. I think the average age of death from the virus is 77. You don't shut the world down for this. You take some basic precautions. Yeah, I'm not seeing any updates. I love Justin Fields. I commend Justin Fields. You know, did my cat interrupt the point I was making? I think he did. I was talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He bought the XFL. If the Big Ten's not going to play, hire every starter from those teams. Hire them. Bring him over. You're now in the XFL. Places like the Ohio State Buckeyes, that's minor leagues for the football teams in the NFL anyway. Why not get paid for it? You know, if the Big Ten's going to be this stupid and shoot themselves in the foot, their whole team should disappear. Pay them. Get Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to pay him in the XFL. There will be ratings for that. There will be big ratings for that. I know there's a lot of logistical stuff, but it's an interesting idea. I keep thinking about it. So anyway, just looking on here, I'm not seeing any news that anything has changed, but I know the parents, the players, the coaches, people are revolting. People are really upset over this. Kevin Warren needs to be fired. They need to have a fall football season just like the other conferences and take some precautions and you cross your fingers and you hope things go well. You can't live in a bubble the rest of your life. Humans are not made for this. Economies are not made for this. And if you're going to pretend that this has nothing to do with politics, being a couple months out of an election year, you're fooling yourself. This whole shutdown has been political. I wanted to talk to you about Ohio football. Hang on. Let me tell you this story here. From Cleveland.com, which I guess is plain dealer, right? Is that how they do that? Ohio high school football has been cleared to begin by Governor Mike DeWine. There will be a high school football season starting next week. Governor Mike DeWine officially gave the Ohio High School Athletic Association the green light Tuesday to sanction football games and other fall contact sports, including soccer and field hockey, which had been in a holding pattern during their August practices this month. The announcement had been expected since DeWine noted Thursday last week that it was coming with guidelines for attendance and other protocols during the coronavirus pandemic. DeWine noted attendance will be limited and will be specified in the next day or two. Man, I want to go. I want to go to some high school football games. I want to go to some college football games. I want to go to regular football games. I want to go to baseball games. Just enough with this. You know, people are working at Walmart. They're working at Kroger. They're working at your grocery stores. They're working at your banks. They're working at your gas stations. They're working at your restaurants. They're working at your bars. They're fixing your cars. Life is continuing because it has to. Life is continuing. And it's just if you do a side by side to the Republican governors and the Democrat governors, for some reason sports has become a political sparring ground, a political boxing ring. And it's ridiculous. Cutting off your nose to spite your face. Seriously, how much of this do you think is all an attempt to try to make the world as miserable as possible, to try to say, see, this is what Cheeto Man did. And then November 4th, let's see what happens. I mean, I know New York is shooting themselves in the foot. I know California is shooting themselves in the foot. These massive draconian shutdowns. These are not good for the mental health of your society. It is not good for the financial health of your society. It's a clown car full of awful. So, they're going to restrict fans in the stands. Oh, okay, we will not have spectators other than family members or people very close to that particular child, who noted that extends to marching bands. So they're going to meet with school officials, go in effect on Friday. I mean, what goes into effect? We get to live. The government will also lift a previous stipulation that participants in contact sports must pass a COVID-19 test within 72 hours of competition. It was never our intent that the testing requirement would be for students. Why not test the kids? Make it happen. Make it happen. Go through some tests. The state's already cleared low and non-contact sports for competition between different schools, but football and other contact sports have been stuck in neutral throughout the summer. The OSHAA suspended scrimmages in late July, a blow that left many coaches questioning whether that led to a cancellation of this fall's football season. Many school districts already opted out of fall sports or delayed their starts until October 1st to comply with the County Board of Health. Cuyahoga County's Board of Health advised schools not to open any sports while conducting remote learning. So, there you have it. You got sports, and that's a good thing. I like positive news. What the Big Ten and Pac-12 done is a travesty, a tragedy. It's a shame. It's a sham. I feel like I'm some cheesy rhyming politician. Anyway, good job to the tribe. Keep it going. Come together as a team. Let's win that championship. Even if it's a weird one, I'll take it. It will feel different, but I'd rather win it than not win it. That's for darn sure, because you don't get to go to the World Series every year. I want to go this year. I want to win. So anyway, check out all the things. I will post this show in the Unhappy Hour Sports Show group on Facebook. It's private, so you have to search for it. Join it. Invite your friends. I appreciate you. I love you. Maybe not my cat right now, since he wait, how do I show you? He scratched and bit me here. He gets a little rambunctious sometimes, but he's my cat family, right? Love him. But I love you guys and girls. And we'll talk again soon. Take care. Peace.